What's up, America? Look at this beautiful American, sunshiny, blessed, one nation, under God day. Coming to you here from Lanier Islands with some of the most life-changing, transforming information, projections, ideas that you've ever seen in part 85. But we start off with a nosedive. This is part 85. Your next Vice President, President, Reverend, Dr. CHAMPvinchi Nicholas Lee Sutton. Boom. And bring it to you heavy and hard. But guess what? I have faith in the law. So here's what we got. It's part 85. Kiss them goodbye. Because as for on earth, some just have to die. And that is the cold hard truth. And that sounds rough and that sounds tough. But the truth of the matter is some of us are just fine, while a lot of people are in great danger. So what do? Do we shut down the whole world because a group of people are in great danger? Or do we service Him while running the world? We have to be able to do more than one thing at a time. And as much as I respect the government shutdown, good work, we didn't know what to do, but it's time to move. It's time to make moves. This is also a very important time to make sure that while you're with your family, to understand that you need to get it in how you love each other. Get it in that you're saying you're sorry from the past. Get it in that you're going to let things go of the past. And as a country, we're about to have to do the same thing as well. Right now, a lot of the time, I'm going to do the prayer in the Bible at the end, but I just want to let everybody know that the basis I come from is for God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son, that whomsoever believe in Him, Jesus Christ, shall live forever, eternal life. So if I talk about, and that's John 3:16, and you just say that to get into heaven. So if I talk about dying, I'm not talking about eternal death. My timeline doesn't look at it like this. And it doesn't mean we don't take care of the people here, because we must. That's what we're here to do. But we can't shut down the planet to deal with the weak immunes. We can shut down the planet to flatten the curve. But there's too many intelligent minds out here with ways to solve this, resolve this, and what we've seen all across America, way to go, Americans, is that the American people are stronger than our government. The American people are stronger than people around the world. There's nobody else. Because we are American, because we are one nation under God, is why there are so many strong people out here. What you are seeing on the news is the Ravens, that poem, Edgar Allan Poe. The Ravens. That's what the news broadcasters are. So don't take them for your information of how Earth is, because I'm going to tell you right here, right now, it's perfectly fine. 100% fine, feeling good, feeling strong. Bah, 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 bah. Only thing we're waiting on is Father Time, really, right now, is really we're waiting on a couple things. Waiting on a few things. Let me go ahead and put these out here. Deal with it. To the government, to Space Force, well done. Sounds like you guys are cleaning up the planet very quickly. What I want the people to know is that the social distancing, that may help us with corona and other colds, but what I want to let you know is there is an invisible war, and part of the reason we've had to have social distancing is so you don't get caught up in an invisible war. In the backgrounds of this chaos that is being brought to us, it is awful kind of our governments to distract us with the coronavirus as they clean up the planet. Because war in front of our faces has led to a lot of this instability that we live in. And so I truly believe that in God above, and that the people and the leaders around the world that join together behind the scenes in one name, and that name is Jesus Christ, that right now they are cleaning up the planet of evil, and they are distracting us greatly. And they had to call a timeout across the entire planet, because I believe the world leadership is coming together in the backgrounds. I truly believe this. And I believe that inside of each and every country, the bad people are being eliminated. I do not believe that it's just 85-year-olds and above. I think that's a good target. I do not believe that this coronavirus is everything that we're shut down for. There's no way. I respect us, and I respect that line, and I respect the idea of doing that and us practicing our emergency systems. But understand this, the social distancing is so that you don't get zapped while being a good person, while they are zapping the bad people, because we can't have planes flying around. But what I'm calling upon is, this is a prediction. I don't know if it'll be quite prophetic. I want to wait and let it happen and then say it was prophecy, because I don't want the credit. I want God to have the credit. So if He works through me and this comes true, let it be on Him. But what we're about to see is very quickly, by Easter, but not even just by Easter, you're going to see things by Monday begin to change. But what you're about to see is this total shutdown, is that behind the scenes, the world governments, we're concerned about a world government. Well, right now, the world government's connected by one name, and that's Jesus Christ. And so that world government in the background is together, and we're trying to eliminate evil and pedophiles and a lot of things going on. And we can't do that with as busy as a world. But right now, we've got everybody to squat. They may have tagged each and every one of us. So what I want to let you know is that as you move forward in this life, everybody needs to progress. Because as we look at the future and how to stay healthy, it's going to be less about who is fallen and who are the weak. Because this is a perfect time in history when the small amounts of weak people stop the entire planet with full of strong people. So if we're only as strong as our weakest link, then there's two ways to improve that. Get rid of the weakest link and make the weakest link come up. Right now, Mother Nature, and I believe our government and Space Force, is eliminating a lot of the weak or the evil that comes across that helps punish us. So I salute all of that. If you would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, one world, under God, indivisible, all colors, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I believe we will, at some point, this is a quick, just off the mind, but we're going to have a United Nations pledge at some point. I don't see how we avoid that in order to keep America safe, because the weaponization of technology is exceeding our own personal abilities to know, is that dangerous for us, what we cannot see. But with lit, life improving technologies that are proven on lit, life improving testimonies that I was here and it helped me come to here by improving this system that was given to us by there, that's been trained in the American system. And so if we can take the great education and the great values that we have and amplify them, because if you have X amount of good, Mr. President, hear me on this, if America has X amount of good and Y amount of bad, and we can make X good 2 to 3 times better, and we can make Y bad 2 to 3 times less. That is how we turn this, change the slope. Slope's going to go like this, but we're looking at the death slope. When we're looking at a healthy life slope, sir, that's what this is going to look like. And that's how we're going to take off just like this and fly together this 2020. Vice President Pence, salute you, sir. Great job. You and Task Force, I need you all to do a couple more things for me. Because as we transition into this, as you mentor me into your role, I need Task Force to pay attention to these things right here. What we must look at is how to quickly, in the next 5 days, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, by Monday, we need to know that we have enough pills here in America. I don't care how you get them, go get them. We are the world power. The only way for us to lose that power, that as President Trump's been talking about, is for us to move slowly. We need enough of the malaria medicine and the Z-Packs to cover anybody who could possibly get sick. And we need to, and President Trump, we need to send people right back into work. It's time on Monday. The strong, and if we got to let the weak, let the weak be the weak, is what it is. But what is happening is we are having the end of the royal flush with Kenny Rogers saluting that man, rest in peace. But with the gambler, like he says, you got to know when to hold him, President Trump. You got to know when to fold him. So right now you've held him in part 84, which I forgot to say, 1844, Dr. Champ. But in part 84, we talked about what a great job the president and people all around, leaders all around the world have done to say, hold on, hold up, and hand it over. And they're saying, hold on, hold up evil, and hold up all the things that we got going wrong, and hand it over. Hand over the money that the evil's been controlling. And that's what they're doing. They're not just this hold up. Let me tell you this. I've kind of given you what may come across as the fearful side of things, but let me give you some faith, hope, and love. Is that when we go eliminate evil 100% evil people who have tons and tons of money and have built evil empires, well, that money comes to us and the rest of the nations that go and get them. So there is going to be more money coming in that's going to be kind of shush money. So understand this, that although the bear market's going down, our assets are going up by taking care of evil around the world. President Trump now has us leveraged in a way that when we help improve the world helps improve us. When before we were paying just the world to let us solve the problems. But that's not a business plan that works. That is more of we self-enslaved ourselves to create peace, but now we're breaking those ties. I salute you again on that. So task force, we got to have enough medicines because we're about to get back to work. President Trump, one of the things, couple concerns, I'm really glad that you have a focus on suicides. And did you know that a Christian, sir, commits suicide every 17 minutes? With the plans I have ahead of us, which I'll talk about, which you're probably familiar with somewhat, but I can just handle on my own. But we can reduce the suicide rate in the next 12 years in half or less. We will cut the mental illnesses and mental discomforts of the people of the future in half in the next 12 years if I'm put and allowed to be the lighthouse at the White House and supported with the same strength and the family that has your back that's there. I need that to help you and to help the people that are here and that are left. Because right now, sir, as you mentioned, you inherited a difficult system, a system that allows just a whole bunch of people to be on pills. And so that means there's a whole lot of people making money off of pills. So how does a person come in with a good heart like you have, sir, and change that system? Let 1-844 Dr. Champ bring me to the table. We'll connect these systems because what we need is the millennial generation. It's time for us to step up because just based on the coronavirus alone, this virus that shut down the planet, well, we know this. We know that this same virus that shut down the planet is something that is attacking people with weak immune systems. So President Trump, we need an industry, I'm going to be asking for something in a few minutes, we need an industry that focuses on improving immune systems. We have people with, what do they call them, secondary causes or pre-existing conditions. Does that sound like an insurance term? Don't want people with pre-existing conditions? Medicare problems? Wipe them out. You know, these things, wipe them out. No, I don't think we are wiping human beings out for those reasons, but in the world, it does improve those systems. So what we need to do is recategorize some of these things, and I can't go over that whole plan right now, but we need to get age groups in certain plans. But also, sir, if you're going to set people who are higher at risk and keep them at home and let the rest of us that we know are going to be healthy, healthier than driving a car, and people act like that doesn't matter, that does matter. Because what matters is you're right. If we hit a poverty level much farther than where we're going right now, there's going to be suicides all over the place. Not only that, we're going to have the greatest immigrant suicide situation because I understand we have an immigration problem, but those people have less than even those that are from here. And then they're taking care of people, so we're going to have a worldwide suicide issue. Not only that, sir, but I also want to mention this. Since I've been talking about releasing, it's time to farm, it's time to release immediately today the limits on THC enhanced cannabis, because what you have nationwide behind the scenes going on is this: coming from a farm country, coming from a person that allows cannabis to enhance my body when I can. Is what you have is you have the CBD world, and they're like, oh, you can't have the THC. But now you have CBD being sold on the street as THC. So you have 25% of your national population enjoys this natural plant that eases the endocannabinoid system that we've been talking about, and I'm going to talk about more today. And so what we have out here is not only do people not have the right medicines of the pills from the shutdowns, but task force, we have to release the medicines that people use naturally. Whether you at home agree with this or not, this is what the population depends on. And right now, the release of this CBD flower, it looks just like THC stuff. So you got people, and it's being sprayed with chemicals. Who knows? It maybe have the corona stuff all over it. A lot of this stuff is shipped in from China that people are doing. So people at home do not have a safe place to. We don't have trust in the medical system right now. We don't have trust in the government for it to be able to protect us, that they have ideas. There's nobody even other than Dr. CHAMPvinchi even talking about how we improve our systems. We have all these issues. You're right. Our backs are against the wall, just like the coronavirus. Our arms are up. Our systems are up everywhere saying, what are we going to do? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to highly criminalize people that are people that are using street drugs to get through with things. We need to get them the help they need. We have systems we can implement. But those systems may take a little bit of time to get in. So in the meantime, until we can get people to a healthy state, because it looks like the people who are on the pills that the doctors have given are the first ones dying when corona, lungs full of pneumonia flies through. How about that for, how'd that work? That's why we got to flush that system too. So, sir, what we have is a great distraction in America. We have all of our doctors pinned up staring at something right here. What's going on back here, guys? What's going on back here? Huh? They have us locked into a system. Everybody's locked into this system of the dying of the doctors right here. And what's right back here? Right back here looming over us is the devil going like this. I have them focused and pouring trillions of dollars into a system that I can, that evil spirits, or the death of humanity, if you don't believe in evil spirits, that the death of us as a species can put the whole planet on halt. And we're like, not talking about how to change all this for the future, because I got to so focus on the weakest part, because we become we have a loving heart, but the issues I've talked about with how birth control's altered women and altered the genes of the next generations, with all the things in our food that lower testosterone in men. So we have this Jabez and Jezebel spell that makes men feel like this, it makes women feel like this. And so we've had this going on in our generations, and now we're rocking our way over to going, I don't know why my lung doesn't work good enough. And then our parents were stacked on more and more of those pills. This is the pill generation being burned off. So if we can't turn and look and say, what did we do? And it's graveyard USA right now. If we don't want different plans, so sir, here's what I have to say is that's y'all's generation that's being wiped off the planet right now. But what we can't do, our generation, is we can't sit around and just watch you all only pay attention to those of your generation, because that's all that's happening right now. The whole world got shut down for your generation. What about the rest of us? I feel great. I feel great. And in a way, I'm glad we shut things down. I'm glad we're eliminating things. But President Trump, I'm calling in on you to put all the chips on the table right now. Get Space Force to finish the evil. Get the medicines task force. Call that out. Get that going. Sir, what we need is this, though. Congress and Senate did not give us enough money. All they did was feed a system that's led to this hierarchy. It's a royal flush. The hierarchy systems of give the government your money, so these people that our parents gave their money to and that we've been giving our money to have led us to a toilet bowl of that when the weak people who didn't take care of themselves and the same ones that put us in this system are going to die, the rest of us have to ruin our whole life for it? That's not how things work. That's un-American. Now, do we take care of them? Of course we do. But that's up on each individual family. I'm glad you've put it on the governors of the states, but I'm putting it on the men and women that run the households. We'll make do, sir. We got to get back to work. First country back to work is the one that'll lead for the next 200 years. First country back to work, and China's already back to work. They're 2 weeks ahead of us. So let's get caught up, because they're going to need more food to eat. And so that means we got to cycle things out. So what I'm asking for you, sir, is it's one thing to have to keep putting Band-Aids and plunging the toilet of what you inherited in those systems. And for the American people to keep just getting flushed down, getting sent home to where then you all got to send us all this toilet paper and money back out because we're in a system that just keeps flushing itself. You're familiar with my Earn Your Keep, Tax Nation for Stacks Nation. We can pay for this, and each individual, sir, can pay for it themselves through their own hard work. We're the hardest working people on the planet. All we need is a business system with a neurological system that goes forward like this. So in this dire time, while we're handing out money, and thank you for doing that, I agree with it totally, but during this dire time, what I'm asking for you is I'm asking for $1 trillion to go to life-improving technologies. Because, sir, we can't just keep flushing things in the same toilet and them doing this. Because what we've done is that those of us that are strong like yourself that have a strong genealogy and that we are here to run the world. It's not like we forget about these people. But, sir, we cannot take care of the people if we're not out here making it happen. And we can't get out here and make it happen until we can detect and protect the best. Everybody's been always sent to go trying to help the dying, help the sick, help the this. We got enough people focused on that. We need a task force future. And I want to be the head of that. The junior government, because right now, sir, if we have to tell the people who are at highest risk to stay home, we don't have a government. We need a junior government in the next 3 months. At least 12 of us. Sir, I'm asking for $1 trillion. Also, I'm asking for $1 trillion from China. I want $1 trillion from Israel, and I want $1 trillion from Russia. I want $4 trillion to help solve this problem. And if it has to be a private situation, that's fine. We'll filter the lesser protocols to the people, but still have to give them a better life. But we can no longer allow the planet to be determined on the weakest. That's not how the strong survive. The strong survive by being strong and marching forward. Just like on March 4th, 2021, coming up as our Independence Day, sir, when I'm asking you to sign into law the EAT plan, the Earn Your Keep plan. And we can turn everything back around. I even like it back to the point of, I never thought the 10-10-10 plan on taxation could make sense. But if we have something that saves our money and pays for the stuff that we need, then we don't have to have this back and forth. And to America, here's another prediction that I don't even know why, but I've just got to put it out here. My prediction is this, is Democratic leading candidate Joe Biden in the next 3 months will withdraw himself due to health issues from the race. I truly believe that. I was watching the man speak. I have all respect for his American patriotism, all of that going on. But Joe's struggling right now, America, and we're asking him to go through that. And so I personally don't think that he's in a place, and I'm not hating on the man. I'd love to, if there's any way I can help, I'd love to. God be with him, send him health, send him everything, make him stronger than he is right now. But that's something that we have to look. What happens? What happens? Everybody we're voting for is in these upper age brackets. The president's looking healthier and healthier and healthier. Actually, Bernie Sanders is looking pretty healthy right now, too. So what is really happening? Talking about, and I've been leading up to a few of these things and leading up to about a healthcare idea. So a lot of people hated the Obamacare. And so I'm like, what do you mean? A system that collects money, more people buy in. When more people buy in, that means there's more money. And, you know, don't we all need health insurance, especially for pandemics like this? There's never been a greater time that everybody needs to know that they can be taken care of. But what it is, we don't even have the pills. All we need is the pills. We got to start making pills here. Task force, begin manufacturing of pills here. Task force, begin mass push to get the $1 trillion immediately to the neurotechnologies and physiological technologies that we need to lead us into the future. How about this for American leadership? Social distancing, clap for yourself. You got to be encouraged today. This is all good stuff. Okay. So here we are. What are we going to do? Everybody's concerned about this coronavirus. It's killed, what, 13,000, 14,000 people when the flu's killed 50,000, and the president keeps bringing that up, but nobody's paying attention to that. If you don't think that you're being distracted by the news, you never know. Maybe the news is trying to wipe you out by pointing at something that only kills 14,000, not pointing at something that kills 50,000. What are we talking about? We need a measurement and statistics. President Trump, in order to keep the media in check and in order to keep the government in check, I'm speaking for the people today in this request, is we need real statistics to us all at all times. Not just we can go somewhere, but in every place. Maybe there's an American system on the American death rate, on the American flu rate, on the American populations. This all needs to be in an app at the touch of our hands. It also needs to be in some part of the newspapers. Washington Post want to report a bunch of lies, then on every newspaper we demand at least some truth. We need to understand what the populations are. Also for government, sir, our lower generations, if we had to mandate in the current threat of the coronavirus alone, we wouldn't have a government right now. So I'm calling for you to you and Congress and Senate to immediately put in the to age discrimination, because right now, us not being able to get into a 30, a lot of people have to lose a race or two and get some momentum and learn as they grow. So we have to be able to start earlier. We need to back it down to age 21. If you can function, and at the age of 21-year-olds, look at how slow it's taking to get things done in Congress and Senate. I bet you junior Congress will have things done in 1/10 of the time that it takes our current Congress and Senate. Put us to the test, sir. That's what I want to see. If we can, the sooner you can get me also in front of the America, in front of the planet, to be able to help defend the people, the healthy people on this planet who are being put in captivity by old systems. So that Obamacare thing, this hit me today. And I'm not talking about the people, because they're all tied up and held up by British money and European money and money from overseas. But what happened to the Obamacare, what killed it, was the Clintons, mostly Hillary, was the Bidens part of it. Evidently, because it was a bipartisan product, but evidently this side of it, the Clintons connections and the Biden's connections, because Obama had to make a connection. This is another thing. We got to release Obama, because we're going to need his support, his voter support, to be able to do this and come together. I'm a big Obama fan, but I'm just as equality as big of a fan as President Trump. They're both doing tremendous jobs. Obama did an incredible job, and President Trump watched that and evolved and made it even better. That's what a brilliant, stable genius does. This is how we build upon things, but we must release Obama by knowing the truth of what's behind it. Was the Clintons' pulls from overseas, was the Biden's connections to people that do not have American health care money interest in us. So I've heard that Biden might run with Amy Klobuchar, which I think she's not that bad. I kind of like her. She's got that powerful eyebrow. She does. She's got that strong eyebrow. I do too sometimes. I'm like, she's got a strong eyebrow and a cool head. I like that, Amy. Sending respect your way. Okay, at the same time, the Democratic Party, the one that's having us sucked into this, let's all just feel bad about everything, nobody go back to work. What? Is your mindset really that lazy that you're not scratching at the door ready to get out of here? Right? Stand up. So what they think is that they just got to force a woman into a position. And why? Because do you think that Amy Klobuchar loves women more than President Trump and I love women? You've lost your mind if you think that. You have absolutely lost your mind if you think that any person's going to love any Americans more than President Trump and I. And he and I both absolutely love American women and women all around the world. We respect men and we love them as our brothers and women as our sisters. But we have actually not just put women on hey, just go to work, that's all you can be, is just a workaholic, which the feministic move is all they want, is loud, angry, just working women. We like all of the women, not just the ones like that. We even like the women that support men too. We even like women that go to church. We even like women in the Middle East. We want them to be able to unveil themselves. We like women being able to drive cars. So I do not think that concept, and ladies, be careful of being fooled into that, because what we need is talented leadership, and not that Amy Klobuchar isn't. She's talented, but she doesn't work at the speed of what we need. So let's take off also a push to get away from gender forcing of anything right now. We need talent. And the way that talent rises to the top is in talent-based economics. And in talent-based economics, you have to have a floor, which the Democrats need, and people to work their way up. So a lot of things need to have base salaries. This commission-only thing is dangerous. But then everything has to be on a commission basis. Does the person leading your town deserve to be reelected next year? That should not be decided on an opinion. That should be decided on statistics. Then your opinion of those statistics. Did your county make more money? Did your state make more money? Did your death rate go down? Did the pregnancy rate of teenagers go down? Did the abortion rate go down? Did these things go down? And then you start looking at a scoreboard rather than 350 million opinions out here. Our opinions have led us to an opinionated system of thinking that counseling is going to save us. What are you talking about? Corona doesn't care about counseling. You know what beats Corona's tail? Is a strong immune system. You know what creates a strong immune system? A stronger mind. You know how to get a stronger mind? We have to look at food. We have to improve the food around America. We have to improve detection of our human system. So we know our heart rate. We know all these things. When you know all of those things, it's actually hard for bad mental health or for bad health to get inside, because the second it happens, you get an alert. If our phones can alert us when Billy Bob wants to text us from across the street, then our phones and our technologies in the next 10 years or 12 years, with me as the lighthouse of the White House, you will be able to detect. How quick? Why are we waiting? Are you really going to wait into the future after what you've seen now for the government to create tests? No, tests should be in your pocket. We should be able to test, swab, anything else. Send the computer program to the hands-on test pad, whatever we got to do. We need to get life-improving technologies into the homes and into your pockets and into your cars and everywhere we're going to go. And it's not that we're all going to die. No, most of us are strong and living. But yet we're being held up by the weak. And we're being held up by the weak that ruined Obama's attempt to try to help insurance, that Hillary and Biden's attachments overseas that President Trump's cut with. So there is an entire, not just, this is a perfect chance to twist the evolution to the right side, but we need more than a 50-50 divide. And we need intelligent systems that don't just lead towards dying. And that's all we've had so far. And so we need sweeping change, but we need sweeping additional change. The same people can't focus on just the generation that's led to death. Kiss them goodbye. Help them the best we can. But we can't stop planet Earth, sir, and our futures, and the future of America that keeps this planet safe, without us being at work and helping run the world. It's a lie. It's a deception. Sir, put all your chips in. Bring me in, put me out there, and I will argue with the planet who says that's not the right idea. Put me out there in front of you. And guess who I'll have behind me? All of the strong. It's time for the strong to unite. This weakest pool of all the money and weakest pool of all that, it keeps us in handcuffs around the world because they can use the international communication systems of the televisions and paying off people to say certain things across the board, to where they can they have us held hostage over something that affects a minute amount of people. Sure, it knocks them off, but they should have paid attention to their immune system the whole time. The government says put them in there from the hierarchy sees. The one that has these same ties that have us tied up right now. It's time to cut. It's time to cut. It's time to burn the ships, cut the ties. Let them sail off to the night. All right. It's been a passionate speech. I've been really fired up about this one. I might jump back into it in a minute, but I'd hate to disrupt this downtime with everybody at home without giving you some humor. So, you know what time it is. Y'all don't know who's in the basket. Y'all don't know, but Pastor Jensen does. Yeah, just get a tasket. Who's in Jensen's basket? Boy, this is exciting today. I can't wait to see. I hope you're all excited too. All right, well, remember, there's some new rules. Pastor Franklin. Ever since them gray babies. Some new rules. Well, let's go say hello. Hopefully he's nice today. Hopefully he's not on a 22-day fast. He can only handle 21. All right, we got to get up here. Hopefully I don't turn this thing off. All right. Well, here we are. Huh? Tiger noises, please. Oh, gosh. Now he wants tiger noises on it. Be careful before you enter here, boys. Oh, Lord, what's going on in there with Pastor Jason? Why do we got to be careful? because there's a real tiger in here. Oh boy, he's got a real tiger in there now. Oh my goodness. Let's see what this tiger is all about. Where is this tiger? Where did he get this tiger from? Oh my God, it's Tony the Tiger. Tony Robbins, everybody, Tony the Robbins, tisket a tasket. Motherfucking Jensen's got Tony Robbins in the basket and they're making America fun and cool again. And look at Tony, he's getting lit. He's breaking his own glass ceiling. Look at him go. He's coming out of the box. He's on the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. He scores 10 times his own brain's ability by calling 1844 Dr. Champ and getting it lit with motherfucking Jensen Franklin, who absolutely supports President Trump and Israel, who's taught me all I need to know. And look at President Franklin. He's in here. What you doing, man? Well, if you'd stop talking, I'll tell you what I'm doing. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, he keeps it real. Look at these eyes. Hey, man, you in there with Tony. He's in there with Tony. Son, shut up. All right. Well, here I am with an all-time motivation legend and a real giant from within. Tony Robbins, what would you like to say? Well, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out today because I've been able to motivate. I've been able to turn bicycles into mopeds. And I've been able to turn Harleys into crotch rockets. But until Vinci pointed it out, I never even knew I had my own glass ceiling. But I just want to give thanks to Dr. CHAMPvinchi for breaking my own glass ceiling, for launching me out of a rocket. I feel like I'm the rocket man, and I want to make a bold prophecy and a bold announcement right now that me and Vinci, we're starting to transform a human robot flying system machine. Elon Musk, we love you, man. You've really inspired us, but we need to take motivation to the outside. CHAMPvinci's taught me that not only should we be motivated from within, but we need to be giants from without, from the outside of us, that we must take the technologies that the leaders of tomorrow will have to not only use what's within them, but they will have to use what's outside of them. This coronavirus is a perfect time for me to come in and say, yes, he's right. Not only do we need to protect ourselves and to rise the giants from within, but we must arise the giants from the outside. We must be able to protect ourselves and get away from danger at any point in time. I'll be the Tony, he'll be the Vinci. We'll bring in Tony Stark Vinci Enterprises to bring in real robots. They may not allow us to do it on planet Earth, but if Africa will allow us to build there, we're taking big tech to Africa with Elon Musk. The three of us are going to unite in ways to protect the planet and beyond. We want to take space travel, human protection. We will basically have human robots that can surround us, be our own hospitals. A prediction that us three would like to make is sometime in the future, doctors will not be needed. We will have computers that are able to detect us, protect us, guide us, and save us. Yes, we will have bountiful fulls of saved up medicines from the past, but we will also release the endocannabinoid system education with 15 ways to stay healthy, included motherfucking make America fun and cool again, life improving testimonies through life improving technologies. I've broken my own glass ceiling. Thank you, Vinci. You're going to lead tours around the world. You're going to be put on stage for the first person to go higher, further than any man ever thought Tony the Tiger Robbins ever could. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't really have much to say. Between two of y'all, I can't get a word in. Well, let's see what you learned. Did you guys do your homework? Well, I wasn't a part of that yet, Mr. Dr. CHAMPvinchi. What about you, Pastor Franklin? Well, you better believe it. You better believe I did my homework. Did you do it at home? You know I don't do my homework at home. You know, good gods like bad guys. I do mine up under the pulpit, the music pulpit. I snuck into Free Chapel. Only 24 people knew I was there. I felt like none did. And I went up under the music stand. And I started playing with Legos. And with those Legos, I built a mini cross. And that mini cross reminded me not to cross people, but to use it, that during this flood of Corona, to use people like you to cross the bridge into the future. And to let these acres of diamonds. My wife, Cerise, really spoke to me. And so while I've been in there studying, what I learned last night and brought to the homework is it's not endocannabinoid, it's endocannabinoid.
kind of like in the basket. Kind of like, I mean, it's not endo, end over end. You maybe you've been on some of that endo, but you know what? It's endocannabinoid. And I just want to correct that for you and all of America, because your country and the watermelon wrestling and the way you talk, it sure sounds like it. Well, how about that? Thank you, Pastor. That means the world to me right there. That means the world to me. So let's get into the endocannabinoid system book right here. I found something in here yesterday. Let's keep teaching you guys. What all does the endocannabinoid system affect? Where's that cool chart? There's our guys, inside, outside. Inside happy, outside happy. Inside happy to the outside happy. Oh, let's see. Does it affect systems of the body? Maybe a few of them. Well, let's see. The lymphatic, the muscular, the cardiovascular, the reproductive, the nervous, the renal, the sensory, the exocrine, the endocrine, the digestive, the respiratory. And all those get meat and feed into the endocannabinoid system. And so what we have to do, we have this perfect chance to combine farming, life improvement technologies, a bear market, being down, saying goodbye, comforting them as they say goodbye, but then also looking at the systems. We've been looking at behaviors, and I've been telling you guys this since my videos began. We've been looking at the effect, and life happens in cause and effect. The cause of the people were a bad medical system, the ones that are dying. The cause of what President Trump's inherited, or the effect, is what he's inherited. The cause of it is systems that tie us to the wrong things. We missed on the medicines. Can we improve medicines? Yeah, absolutely. Well, the best medicines are yet to come. I'm going to work directly with the medical companies. But what we have to have America do for the future is you have to learn what's in this thing. It's, you know, it's time. I've been talking to some of the major pastors through my videos, stuff like that. I love you guys, but I've been smacking them like this, saying, endocannabinoid, endocannabinoid, endocannabinoid. They out there going, rah, 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 and they're making our endocannabinoid system go like this. They're like, raise your arm. I was like, I can only get one up because you're jerking me around with this one. You tell me praise Jesus here and put me in cuffs here. What you doing? This ain't about no damn religion. Jesus came for a revolution. Set the captives free. Set the prisoners free. First, we have to set our own human systems free by comforting them. Faith, hope, and love. If these three things in the neurological system that I've been describing, they must outweigh these two. And it must do that right now. It's the Jabez Jezebel right here. It's what y'all are. This system is, that's why it has our world in a chokehold right now. I am correct about what I'm saying, so you know. So begin to learn this. So even talking to people bad puts them in this Jabez and Jezebel thing right here, all right? Poor nutrition takes these down. Medicine that doesn't consider that our systems are matrices. Right now, we do not have artificial intelligent medicines. So I do like the medicines that are mirroring things that are good around them, reflecting and grow, reflecting and grow. But what we really need to do is just look at a whole different way of doing this, because we have multiple matrix systems. So one pill into a bloodstream that then flows into a computer system that's supposed to do a bunch of different stuff. That's like having mud suddenly in the pistons of your car. It's going blah, 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 and then you're going to go to the doctor talking about the behaviors of your car when the cause of it is the mud in your pipes. Our food must get better. Our communication must get better. The flash rates of our phone must get better. We must be able to detect, protect, and farm and feed the future. And we do that through technology, through continue to bring people to Jesus Christ, but that's not enough. Because he said go help people. So until we're focused on things like this, Pastor Franklin, then we're not doing what we're here to do. I've been talking about this for months. And I know things are in motion, and I thank you, but I would like for you to put this in motion. And President Trump, when you need, I would like for you to say endocannabinoid system on one of your talks sometime soon, or maybe allow me to talk very soon. Because I can defend, protect, and lead America. But right now, gentlemen of the past, you all have been motivating and driving and systems that are dying.
That's like sending a letter through a pigeon and the pigeon getting shot on the way. Or poison. You're walking around trying to motivate things that daily are getting more and more poisoned. No wonder. You're like, why is the motivation not working? And to tell you guys, to give you guys like a total, I'm sorry. And like, America should stand up and cheer for both of these guys in the basket, Jensen's basket, and Tony Robbins, is because, can you imagine having to motivate people that are in this system that have such weak immune systems that they're out here basically, and President Trump inherited a Senate and a Congress that walks around like this and all these pills and stuff that didn't work. Clearly it didn't work. And here's your evidence on a platter. But on top of that is a new way and a new meal. It's time to eat Vinci's ideas like this. It's time to go. What do y'all say? I have one word to say. All right, go ahead, Jensen. I'm thinking about what word I want to say. Well, first of all, I want to say Jesus. That's right, that's right. You got anything else to say? He said, yeah, because, yeah, the one's in the tube. Love! Jesus love. All right, Mr. Robbins, congratulations breaking your own glass ceiling. But, man, it takes a genius to know one. And, man, I just want to thank you for all that you've done. I got 2 words. Get lit. I got 1 word. Lit. I got 2 words. Get lit. I got 1 word. Vinci. I got 2 words. CHAMPvinchi. I got 3 words. I love you. Have a great day.